to remember is to always take a list with you, which is what I have, and never shop when you're hungry. Because if you shop when you're hungry and you don't have a list, you're more than likely to buy something that you don't intend to buy. So we'll start here at our refrigerated case, where you have your cheeses, your meats, your dairy, and your juice products. With your cheeses, you always want to choose fresh cheeses over sliced cheeses. And we're going to pick up a block of mild cheddar. You want to pick this up instead of your sliced cheeses because these are not real cheese, but this is a cheese product, whereas you have your real cheese on the block. And then with your meats, if you're buying out of Dollar General, you want to make sure that you pick up meats that are not too high in the sodium. So what you want to look is you want to start reading your labels. Here is a package of turkey breast. And a pack of hot dogs. So here on your labels, you always want to read your labels for fat, cholesterol, and sodium. So here, and also read for your serving sizes. So 2 ounces, which is about 3 or 4 slices, is what you want to do. And then you just have to read your labels for your sodium content. Also the same for your hot dogs. And a hot dog serving is 1 link. And this is your fat and sodium servings. So we'll get a pack of each. We'll grab us a carton of eggs. Eggs are a great source of protein and cholesterol. And then here, when you're choosing your milk, you always want to try to choose the milks with the 2% or the 1%. So we'll grab a gallon of that. Also, for those that are lactose intolerant, there are lactose-free and almond milk alternatives for those that can't drink whole milk. In choosing your juices, you always want to make sure your juice says 100% juice. You have to read carefully. Here we have 100% orange juice, which is what we want, versus 100% natural flavor. So you have to really read your labels and watch that, because that will trip you up. And since we're shopping on a budget, we're going to go with the store brand orange juice, which does say 100% orange juice. This is what we want. Coming down the snack aisle, we want to try to limit our sweets and our cookies to 1 to 2 a day. But the healthier snacks that you can try are your nuts. You want to get the nuts that don't have a lot of seasoning on them. You want to go with unsalted if you can. So here's a bottle of unsalted peanuts that we'll pick up. And then we'll move down to our crackers. You want to try to reach for those that are reduced fat or low sodium. And we will go with our cheese crackers here. And you want to always read your labels for calories, total fat, sodium, and protein. So this is a very good snack to have. And also read your serving sizes. So only 28 crackers. So you can't eat the whole box, but 28 crackers is your serving size for that. Here on our aisle, with our bread aisles, you want to try to reach for those that are 100% whole wheat. Some wheat breads will tell you, like honey wheat, you want to make sure that will trip you up. So you want to make sure here in this honey wheat, your first ingredient is enriched flour. We don't want enriched flour. We want whole grain. And that's honey wheat, and this is 100% whole wheat. And our first ingredient is whole wheat flour. This is what we want. We are in Dollar General and we're going to shop on a budget. Unfortunately, they did not have wheat bread down here for the Dollar General, but that's fine. So you can either choose your whole wheat bread or you can get your white bread if that's what you're shopping for on a budget. But I always try to go for the whole wheat first. Granola bars are a wonderful way to get your grains, but you want to reach for those that are whole grain or didn't have a whole lot of chocolate and candy and fruit. Here on our cereal aisle, you want to try to reach for that has whole grain in your cereal. And we're shopping on a budget, so we're going to go with our honey crunch and oats. So you either want to go with something that has yellow cornmeal, or if you can, reach for something that has whole oat flour, which is our honey nut toasted oats, which is the store brand for Honey Nut Cheerios. So we'll get a box of that. Here on our cooking aisle, when you reach for vegetable oils or any oils, make sure you reach for vegetable oil or sprays. Try to stick away from peanut oil. So canola oil and vegetable oils are your healthiest oils there. Limit your condiments such as your mayonnaise and your mustard because those are high in sugar and sodium. When cooking, you want to try to use things such as garlic powder versus garlic salt or garlic pepper. So you want to try to reach for garlic powder, garlic pepper, onion powder, oregano, things. Mrs. Dash is a very good salt substitute. For fruit, you want to try to go with applesauce that does not have any added sugar. So no sugar added applesauce, we'll get that. And if you want fruit, you want to reach for fruit not in light syrup, because light syrup has an increase of sugar and cholesterol. So you want to try to go with fruit in its own juice. Here we have pineapple chunks and 100% pineapple juice. So we'll go with that. We'll get 2 cans of those. If you choose to buy canned meats, your healthiest choices for your canned meats are tuna, or all your fishes except sardines. Sardines are very high in sodium, so you want to reach for tuna, which here is only 90 calories and it's very low in sodium. 16%, a whole can is only 16% of your sodium, and it's very, very high in protein, so that's awesome. We want that. So we'll grab about 3 cans of tuna. With your, I know a lot of people like these Viennas. You have to be very careful with those. A whole can of Viennas is half your sodium for the day. A serving in a can of Viennas is only 4 sausages, so that's only half of this can. So if you sit up and eat a whole can, then you've eaten almost more than half your salt all day. So be very careful with Viennas. Soups are the same. Here's a can of soup, which is very, filling, but it's very, very high in sodium. And this is it's 2 servings in this can. So 2 people is supposed to eat out of this can. So if you eat a whole can by yourself, you've almost eaten your entire day of sodium. So you have to be careful with your sodium level there. With your vegetables. Vegetables are a great canned vegetables are a great shelf-stable item. If you can't find any that has reduced sodium or low salt in a can, that's fine. You can get a regular can. Make sure you drain the water off. rinse it really good in water and just cook it in plain water, and that will reduce your sodium. So we'll get a couple cans of green beans, and we'll get a couple cans of carrots, and I think everybody's favorite, or most people's favorite, is corn. We'll get a couple cans of homemade spaghetti. Is a good and inexpensive way. If you can, reach for those that are whole wheat noodles, but if they don't have any, this is fine also, because I believe their first ingredient is wheat, so that's awesome. This is a wheat spaghetti, so that's great. So you can buy that. And then a lot of people don't know that spaghetti sauce is a good way for you to get a serving of your vegetables, especially if you buy chunky spaghetti sauce. So here you got a ragu chunky, tomato, garlic, and onion. And as you can see, it is fairly low in sodium and low in saturated fat and cholesterol. So this is a good choice also. And once again, we've come around to a non-refrigerated juice aisle, which is another great way for you to get your servings of fruit. But make sure you always reach for 100% juice. Make sure your bottle says 100% juice and not cocktail or 100% vitamin C. So we'll grab, we have an orange juice, so we'll just grab another favorite, which is 100% apple juice. So I've totaled this up already, and we've come to about $40. These are some supplements for about 3 to 5 days, depending on the family size and need. Just remember to read your labels and limit your junk food to 1 to 2 servings a day. These are just some creative ways for you to get supplements for your groceries through the week until you can get to the grocery store. Thank you.